Well, guys, we made it again. Welcome back to your favorite comedy finance channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. So, guys, look, I'm pretty excited. Right now, we actually have a little bit of downtime where we're able to accumulate some of these altcoins at a very low. And for those of you that were here with us collecting tokens in 2022 and 2023, you'll notice that a lot of the tokens that we're taking a look at now have reached a new, I would say, like a new all-time low. And, this is what we live for right here. A lot of you guys were grinding 2022, 2023, early this year for these moments. And to give you an idea of how early we are, rate cuts haven't even begun yet. So congratulations to a lot of you guys. I do want to tell you that, I'm extremely proud of a lot of you guys. For those of you that are in our elite server, our utility server, I'm really proud of every one of you because a lot of you guys I've seen start with only a few thousand, and now you guys are sitting on 20 or 50,000 or 100,000 or 6 or 7 figures. A lot of you guys I've watched grow from shrimp to pimps. So shout out to Coochie Feet on that. But I do want to say, guys, look, don't forget, we could go to zero by tonight. Don't ever forget that. This is not financial advice. I do want to just kind of go over a few different things and kind of give you an idea of what I'm taking a look at and what I feel is trending when it comes to the interest rates. We just got through having a major event. I got to actually meet Nick Fuentes of America First. So that was pretty badass. We got to talk about banking uncensored. And, I met Gavin at the last conference. So it was actually cool to actually meet Nick this time. I really do feel like our cultures really line up pretty well. He was very intrigued with our Empire Eagle charms that we've created, and shout out to all our guys that have, got our MYC rings, our MYC charms. I really do want to go and develop the best products and the best brand for you guys because, what we have here is different. A lot of the things, guys, look, I'm not tired of winning. I'm really not. I'm really not. It takes a certain type of individual to be able to afford to purchase, not only our rings, but more so our charms. They're not cheap. Okay. It's over 100 grams of gold. You're talking about a $20,000 charm. The rings are well over 17 grams, depending on what size you are. VS diamonds. Whenever I think about MYC, I think about our brand, and I always want to make sure that we create the best products, the best designs, and I never want to go cheap on nobody. I never go cheap on you guys because you never go cheap on me. So I always want to take pride in anything I design for you guys, especially since I designed it from scratch. It took me probably 4 months to create that design. And took me another 2 months to actually create it with the materials that we needed to, print it and get all that stuff done. So, congratulations to you guys that did that. And now we have a real brotherhood and a real knighthood. So, it's awesome to actually see that happen. I'm going to go over some crypto tokens a little bit. I did want to just kind of tell you guys that I'm just proud of you guys. Like, this is what we live for. The trend right now is 0.10%. Down on the CPI reports. I told you guys, I believe early May, we saw a lot of the upticks in the market. We were watching a lot of growth, a lot of multipliers, and we were doing really well, right? And on OddApp, if you guys haven't joined OddApp, it's on Apple and Google stores right now. It's $100 a month, but it's on Apple and Google stores. You could look it up, ODD app. That's where we congregate. But every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have a voice conference. I talk about the economy. I talk about what I'm looking at, what our whales are looking at, what we're trying to do. And I just give you an overall idea of how I feel. And so far, how I feel has been pretty accurate. For the last 2 years, we've been forecasting that Japan will be the sword through the dollar. And that's exactly what we're watching right now. Japan will have an intervention. We keep running USD and the yen exchange between 155 and 159. And, they're the biggest debt holder of US dollars. So, a push comes to shove, Japan, our ally, is going to be the major headliner for how the dollar is going to crash. And it doesn't matter if the Fed is cutting rates. It doesn't matter if the Fed is printing. It doesn't matter how monetary easing happens, or it doesn't matter how quantitative easing happens, because the Fed could make it happen directly by printing money, or they could make it happen indirectly by making other countries forfeit US dollars in order for global trade, like Saudi Arabia is doing with oil, or they could do it by raising interest rates so high that it becomes so expensive, it's creating inflation in other countries where their currencies are losing pegs, where they need to do currency swaps in order to compensate for the depegging. So when the dollar goes up in value, because it's a basket of currencies, it's weighing down other assets. And because it's weighing down other assets, other countries are forced to liquidate their bonds. So we are in a bond market crisis. We are in a currency crisis. And how you see that is, you take a look at the yields right now, they're all between 4 or 5%. And because they're between 4 and 5%, we're watching the bond market ask for liquidity. They're asking for more countries to borrow money. And the problem is nobody wants to borrow our money. So, gold's over $2,300, $2,400. And with the trend line of what's happening right now, we're only going down in CPI about 0.10%. And if we continue this trend, it sounds to me like, by the time we get to 2025, that's when interest rate cuts will happen. Now, I'm not sure if Biden's going to take credit for interest rate cuts by Q4. Well, ultimately, we're going to see what happens. We'll see what happens ultimately. But again, like I was saying, the Fed could ease the monetary system directly or indirectly. Just because, I know the mainstream narrative right now with the crypto market is up. Well, when the Fed prints money, that's when everything gets solved, right? And I don't think that's what's going to happen. I really don't. I'm gonna stick to this forecast where we have a Caesar moment, where we have like a Roman Empire moment, where you have other countries and our allies forced to dump massive amounts of US dollar debt in order to save their currencies or to defend their currencies. And that's what we're watching Japan do right now. And they're not the only country that's doing it. See, when the currency or the US dollar is being manipulated at an overvaluation right now, and I understand that the media constantly talks about inflation, but what the FX markets are experiencing right now is deflation. And that's when the dollar value goes up in value and it's weighing asset prices down. So for those of you that think that the prices are too high, you're underestimating how cheap things are. You're underestimating how early you are. Because the dollar is sitting at about, I think it was at 105. Let me get the decimal. It's at 105.83 right now. That's an overvaluation. The CPI the last time was 3.3 or something like that. The yields are roughly 5%, and now inflation is anticipated because of rate cuts around the world happening from other central banks. So the US will be the last to cut rates. So regardless of what you say or do, inflation is the projection. And because inflation is a projection and we're already at 3.3%, at some point when the rate cuts do happen, inflation will go higher. So why would a bondholder or why would a US dollar debt holder hold for a 5% yield when inflation is going to go a lot higher than 3.3%? When people are buying bonds, they're hoping to make a profit on the yield, and there won't be any. A lot of the yields are always based upon several years. Right now, they have even 4.5% at 6 months or a year, and no one's going to sign up for that. So at the end of the day, we are in a bond market crisis. We're in a currency crisis. And when the bond market crashes, and the bond market, when the yields are going up, you're watching it crash. Because when the government's asking by offering a higher yield, it's a reflection of insolvency. It's a reflection of liquidity crisis. It's a reflection of the government asking for liquidity in exchange for higher yield. But no one's buying. So they're going to make the yield go higher, and they're going to make the yield go higher, and no one's going to buy. So when you're in a bond market crisis, and I recommend a lot of you guys take a look at the 1994 bond market crisis to get an idea, because the shoe's on the other foot. Okay, and I've been talking about this for 2.5 years now, but the shoe's on the other foot. In 1994, Japan was begging us to do the right thing. Now the US is begging Japan to do the right thing by not intervening in the FX market, by dumping dollars. Well, Japan has no choice. We're at a 159 exchange rate right now. They have no choice. So we're going to watch an ally backstab us. And that's going to be the start of everything. That's going to be the start of the dollar crash. And it's going to be all over the news. That is going to be ultimately the big story that's coming. So the dollar is not going to be eased by printing of money. The dollar is going to be eased by our allies dumping massive amounts of US dollar debt on the market, therefore adding circulation to the market. In a sense, printing money. In a sense, adding dilution to the market. Because the dollar is at 105.83, so that's a reflection of dollar holders. It's a reflection of more people holding dollars, but it's becoming so expensive to hold dollars that they're relieving themselves of it. So these countries will be forced to dump massive amounts of dollars to the point where more USD will be in circulation, therefore easing the dollar, therefore creating a deficiency in value. So that 105.83 that you see today in the FX market will not be there in the tomorrow that we're coming up on, okay? So the prices that you're looking at right now are cheap. The prices that you're looking at right now are undervalued because you're looking at an overvalued dollar. So for those of you that think you're not getting a good deal, you're in for a rude awakening. For those of you that are on the sideline holding currency, you're in for a rude awakening. You're going to say, I'm waiting on that big dip. I'm waiting on this big dip. You're going to be the big dip because it's going to be in the fiat currency, not in the markets. I'm going to tell you that one more time. You're going to wait for this dip. You're going to be the dip because the fiat is going to go down in value and asset prices are going to go through the fucking roof. That's what's going to happen. So I'm going to stick to that forecast. I've stuck to that forecast for the last 2.5 years. And now you're hearing the roar. You're hearing the roar of Japan nonstop. Every fucking time now, it's all about Japan intervening in the FX market. Japan intervening in the FX market. They are the biggest debt holder of the United States of America. Not fucking China, not fucking Russia, not all this bullshit they're talking about in Saudi Arabia. It's Japan. Japan is going to be the major story. Not fucking Russia, not Israel, not fucking whatever. Not Ukraine, none of that shit. It's going to be Japan. It's going to be one of your friends. Okay? It's going to be one of your friends. Not the enemy they've been propagating to you. Okay? So I'm going to stick to that forecast, and I've stuck to it for a long time. And we'll see what happens. I mean, guys, I'm not afraid to be wrong, okay? That's why I tell you guys it's not financial advice. That's why I tell you, like, look, we go to zero tomorrow. It doesn't matter. But look, what's made MYC such a powerful brand is because if I say a forecast, I'm going to stick to it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, okay? It's still going to be your fault if we go to zero. I'm just saying, but I'm just letting you know. This is what I see coming. But let me tell you guys, look, take advantage of these down moments during the summer. This is definitely accumulation season, all right? We're in accumulation season, and you got to take advantage of the overvaluation in your currencies, whatever country you're from. If you haven't joined OddApp, it's on Apple and Google stores. It's 100 USD a month because it's a whales network, okay? It's a whales network, and that's just what it is. I know a lot of people are going to say it's too expensive, and I get that, but again, if you take a look at our history in MYC, the doors used to be $500 to $2,000, okay? But now we've developed our own software. I built it myself. It took a year to build, and we've been in operation for about 3 years now. And, a lot of people are happy with me. They're happy with MYC, and they're happy with our community. And we're going to continue growing. We're going to continue winning. And that doesn't mean that we haven't absorbed losses here and there, guys. And the market's a shitty place, but I do feel like a lot of us has been winning. And we've already gone through 3 major crashes this cycle or like this year. And I know a lot of you guys don't feel it. A lot of you guys don't feel what's been happening. We've gone through a series of different crashes for a bunch of bogus reasons, but for some reason we're hedged. For some reason we still own the bottom. And that's what this is all about. Nothing makes me happier than watching a lot of plebs get upset and cry over downtime. while we're still hedged, or while we own the bottom, or while we're still accumulating. This is still accumulation season. If you take a look at the trend line, if the CPI is going down only 0.10% every Fed meeting, the next Fed meeting is July 30th to the 31st. If we continue this downtrend for 0.10% down on CPI for the rest of the year, then Biden or the new president will issue rate cuts. So we're in very good territory, but I think even myself, I have underestimated how early we are to this market. But that's the benefit of working 24/7, 369 in crypto. A lot of people in the crypto sector are full of shit, full of fake followers, full of fake viewers, fake subscribers, fake engagements, fake everything. Really, fake everything. Botted out Twitter accounts, fake bullshit out there. And they're tourists. A lot of these guys, they only want to come around when things are good, or they only want to come around during the bear market, or they only want to come around when things are apparent that things are good. And, you know, I'm proud of our people because we never left. We were so massive. A lot of our whales were so massive, there's no point in leaving, you know. And MYC as a whales network, eventually you get so large that cycles don't matter anymore. There's just a time to buy and there's just a time to sell. But we're not going to rug our entire portfolio because we have the vision, not only for long-term capital gains, but like the vision to create a life portfolio, because we don't want to fucking go back to corporate office. And a lot of us left corporate office a long time ago. And there's a lot of you, and you know, shout out to our younger whales, man. Some of you motherfuckers I'm really jealous of. I'll be really honest with you, seriously. Because, you know, the last conference that we had like a 19-year-old and then like a early 20-year-old talk about hitting $1 million. And I'll be really honest with you guys. I don't like you guys because look, I wish I was in the crypto market when I was 19. Okay, motherfuckers. Okay, very jealous. Okay, but congratulations to you guys. I'm very proud of you. But, you know, a lot of you guys don't understand that you're going to be the next whales, or you're going to be the next celebrities, you know. And I know I don't do a lot of live streams anymore. I run my own software application. It's Odd App. It's on Google and Apple stores. Like I said, that's where I am 24/7. I'm not on here anymore because I work somewhere else. I have my own platform now. And we're going to continue growing that platform, and we'll continue growing a lot of our different developers or different people, whether you guys are YouTubers or, you know, builders, whatever you want to be. But that's the benefit of being with us, because, you know, it's not about just Dion. It's not about just me. It's about all of us. I really do feel like we've created our own economy, and it's nice to be apart from the cabal or like the KOLs and all this other dumb shit that these guys propagate on Twitter. Crypto Twitter is trash. Let me tell you something. Crypto Twitter is the fakest bullshit I've ever seen. You have fucking losers like fucking Andrew Tate, or Iggy Azalea, or any of these other fucking losers that call themselves celebrities. They make the shittiest marketplaces. They got fake wallets, fake fucking everything, yet they got 2 or 3 million followers. Who's lying? The blockchain is lying. Even their fake ass wallets don't make sense. It's funny. How are you going to be like hundreds of millionaires and your market cap or your LP is only worth 500 grand cash? You know, marketing is a hell of a drug. I'm telling you guys. And the blockchain is going to change a lot of things in social media. Social media has really lied to a lot of people. It's really made a lot of people that are just like me and you think we're lesser, or, you know, people on the ground level think like, you know, that it takes a dream or like some random event to happen to you to get to that level. But a lot of these guys are nowhere near as rich as our whales. Nowhere near it. And you take a look at the blockchain or some of these people's wallets, and you're like, you're supposed to be like this crazy big dude, and or some of these girls that are supposed to be crazy in money, they don't got shit. They're poor. So, you know, again, guys, a lot of you whales out there need to realize how large you really are and the type of power you really wield. You're really wielding. You know, there's a lot of things that we could do. There's a lot of things we could build. Okay. So, you know, don't ever forget how important you guys are at home. And just because your friends and family don't treat you like the way your wallet treats you, doesn't mean you're not who you are. You know, I always tell a lot of our people since inception that, you know, it's very sad, but it's personal that people treat you disrespectfully because they know you personally. You know, they talk to you like they know you, or they don't respect your word, or they don't respect who you are because you're you, because they think they know you when they don't. And I speak to everybody, you know, within the crypto sector, and I see a lot of you big cats out there, and I see a lot of your friends and family disrespect you, and it's personal. It is personal because you're you. But in this new world that's coming, you're somebody else. You're a celebrity. A lot of you guys don't know it yet, but that's why I tell you, not everybody's going to make it. And don't sit there and pander to your friends and family, because they're never going to understand. They're never going to understand who you are. There's a whole new world coming, and not everybody is here yet. You're here first. Don't ever forget that, okay? I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Don't forget, I am very bullish on a variety of different picks. I'm going to go ahead and name off them, okay? I've been accumulating anywhere between 100 to 300,000 plus in tokens of these tokens, okay? And they're all small caps. I mean, I think the biggest cap we have is 770 million coin cap, and that's LCX. But I've consolidated right now for the past week and next week. And don't forget, there's a conference every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. We're consolidating all our picks. I don't give a fuck when I called it or whatever the fuck I called or whatever, how many X's, doesn't matter. Okay. We're consolidating everything. So for those of you that got more than 10 picks, tough shit. Okay. We're going to be consolidating down to 7. Okay. It's MYC or the rope, first off, but LCX, ARC block, ABT, math token, ALF, ALEPH.IM, Dragon Chain, Blue Zill BLZ is back in action. Shout out to Pavel. DIA, and that's it. And it's all on Coinbase. Okay. So I'm going to repeat this backwards. It's DIA, Blue Zill BLZ, Dragon Chain, DRGN, ALF, ALEPH.IM, Math Token, MATH, ARC Block, ABT, and then LCX. If you get this memo late, I don't care. Okay? For the next week, week and a half, we're going to be consolidating from everywhere. And it's going to be tough shit for you if you're not there. Okay? I've already warned everybody for the last 2 weeks that we're going to be consolidating. We're going to be consolidating a lot. We're going to be harvesting a lot. So again, this is your final warning. We're going to be consolidating to these picks. And I don't give a fuck what you heard. I don't give a fuck when it was called. This is where we're going. Okay? So again, you know what they are. If you haven't known what they're going to be or whatever the case, again, join OddApp. If you want to know what I'm doing 24/7, 369, I work on OddApp, ODD app. Okay? I don't work on any other fucking platform except OddApp. That's where I'm at. Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a voice conference. I'll give an economics forecast. I'll talk about how I feel about different tokens or any type of updates and stuff like that. But again, I'm going to give you guys another warning. We're going to be consolidating from everything. We're going to be harvesting from everywhere. And we're going to be going there. Okay? So this is your warning. I already told you. I don't want to hear any ifs, ands, or asses. We can go to 0 by tonight, and it'll be your fault. Okay? So, guys, look, I love you guys. Thank you for coming to this live stream. It lasted a little bit longer than I wanted it to. Don't forget to press the like button. Like the shit out of that button. Like, follow, and press it. Do whatever you need to do to it. Okay? I will catch you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I will see you on OddApp. We're going to have another voice conference tonight, and then we'll go from there. All right? See you guys later.